So I was talking, we're talking about artificial intelligence, nanotechnology, and quantum computers, and how the elite are using these to, control the masses. Well, basically, they're controlling the government with it too, which makes it real easy to control the masses. And on that topic, they went from the politicians to the agencies. They probably started pretty much all at the same time. Everybody was inoculated and they didn't know it. And then one day they turned this thing on and everybody was just like, ooh, that was 3 years ago. Okay, this happened. Now what they also did is they made very well sure that they went in and got the hospitals too, because I know what to look for. All your medical personnel inside of hospitals and things like that, they are inoculated for the very reason that when somebody shows up with symptoms, they can just say, oh, you're crazy. You're crazy, or it's something else, or it's not that. And that way that there isn't an alarm raised and there's not a whole lot, to prove that, or you don't have any medical people in the medical industry saying, yes, this is a problem. We need to seek this out, because they've been inoculated. So once you have the government, the military, and you also have the medical industry and the media. The media is important. You got to have the media. Now, once all these people are inoculated, well, you're running the show, And there's something different about me because, A, I know it. I can see it. I was the first cyborg in the military. I was put in this position because I've been collecting data for the last 3 years to point all this stuff out to people that are still around or still home or still willing to listen to what the fuck's going on. Now, another thing I wanted to touch on, with that being said, I'm going to start trying to keep these short. The white man. The white man is the number one thing standing in the way of globalism, is the white man. I can tell you that right now. Russia, standing in the way of globalism. The Bible Belt, anywhere in America, any redneck with a gun is standing in the way of globalism. Remember the Bundys. I don't know if you realize this or not, but whenever the Bundys were protecting their land from the federal government, when the federal government was trying to invade their land, I don't know if you've heard of Uranium One. A lot of people don't know this, but this is a fact. They were actually protecting their land from the government using guns. The Second Amendment, that's what we have the Second Amendment for. But a lot of people don't realize that the government was trying to take their land to procure the uranium off of it in order to sell it to Russia. They were going to go in there and steal their land. They didn't go in there and say, hey, can we lease some of your land? Hey, can we dig on some of your land? We'll pay you this amount of money. No, they just went in there and they said, look, we're going to take your fucking land. Okay? That's your government at work right there. Second Amendment worked that time. They stood their ground against the government and kept them from coming in there and stealing their land for uranium in order to give it to Russia. Okay? True story, nobody really understands that. Nobody knows that. There's probably people in the media that don't know that. The white man stands in the way. That's just an example of how the white man stands in the way of globalism, the Kalergi plan, this technology. They are inoculating the white man. I can see it everywhere. If you're white, you're in danger. And here's why. If you look at Europe, they already took care of Europe, okay? Europe's been diluted. Europe has fallen to Muslims. They didn't want Muslims to come in there. No, it's part of globalism. The people that are really running the world are taking Muslims and inserting them into white communities in order to dilute it so that they can have more power in the future, in the now. And they got all the power now, except for Uncle Vlad stepped up and helped us out, all right? If you're white, remember that. Uncle Vlad stepped up and helped us out. He's got super beats out there to counter this globalist technology. Now, if you find yourself in my position that I'm in right now, where you have all these different technologies, and it kind of drives you nuts. But the one good thing it does for me is it makes me very knowledgeable in all these different ways of crookedry, okay? And I am very fucking knowledgeable about this stuff. A lot more knowledgeable than anybody realizes. And I think they're about to start realizing how knowledgeable I am in it. Okay, so you're using this technology to take out the Bible Belt in America. The white communities, you want to dilute it. You want to change their minds if you can. If they're a rabbit, their mind changes. If they're a wolf, well, you can torture them like they did me. Okay? Literally, they tortured me. 3 heart attacks, my face melted off and had a stroke. In and out of the hospital, drilling in my head. This stuff gets in there and just bores into your head. All right? And it basically can go in there and find information. I mean, literally, it reads your mind. It's unbelievable how advanced this technology is. Absolutely unbelievable. And that's exactly what it did. It came in here, it read my mind, it got a. Anyways, long story short, just keep this in mind, white man. This technology is going to come after you. It already has. You already have it, and it's going to try to alter you. Maybe one day is going to come, and it's all this shit's going to hit. The shit's going to hit the fan. The tide's going to turn, or it's going to keep going faster in the direction they want it to go in. And if that happens, you may find yourself living in tyranny like I am. Okay, you may find yourself losing everything you own. You may find yourself not able to work. You may find yourself sick. And when you go to the hospital, they're not going to know what the fuck's wrong with you. That is what this stuff is designed to do. And believe me when I say, trust me when I say, that the number one thing standing in the way of globalism is the white man and the United States military and Russia. That is the number one thing. You could probably throw China into that category, but I'm not sure. But Russia and the United States military and the white man are the number one things standing. Really, the number one thing is the white man. Just keep that in mind, white man. And there's a reason why for that. We are pioneers. We are pioneers, and that's what gives us the cowboy attitude to go, hey, you ain't gonna fucking come in here and tell me what to do, all right? That is why a white man is a... You ever heard of white privilege? It's not a fucking privilege. It's just in our genes to go, fuck you. I ain't getting railroaded by you. Kiss my ass. Take your shit on. Like the Bundys, standing up to the fucking FBI. Get the fuck off my land. Okay? That's why we have a Second Amendment. They didn't do that in Europe. Europe is already done. I guarantee you Europe is done. And if we don't start turning this and people don't start understanding that this technology is out there, the white man is going to start being attacked, if not killed. I know they had them CDC death camps and stuff in 2009 with all that. I don't know a whole lot about that. It's something you can look into, but it's kind of creepy. But I'm telling you, from where everything that I've been able to spot while I've been under the influence of a lot of this is it's definitely attacking the white man, which is the number one thing standing in the way of globalism, the Kalergi plan, whatever you want to call it. I don't even know for sure about this Kalergi plan. All I know is if you look it up and watch the videos, it's like, oh my god, this is fucking unreal. It just makes too much sense if you're not already fucking out of it, okay? Which you may be, but just keep that in mind, white man. Very important.
Right, believe it or not, I actually, I've talked about Russia and the back channel and all these different things and how DOD was involved with a lot of this and Lockheed Martin and how the military-industrial complex is in play here and how all of this information always just lands in my lap. Well, believe it or not, I actually have Hillary Clinton's emails, okay? I have them. Yeah, it's dangerous. It's okay. I'm only going to point out one thing with one of these emails and tie it to that video that I just played for you to point out to the white man exactly what I mean when I say you are in danger, okay? This is Huma Abedin and Hillary Clinton. I cut it off at the top. It's one of Hillary's emails, but it's from it's to Lona Valmoro, Jake Sullivan, and Huma Abedin. And over here, right here, where it says 105% of African Americans voted for president, white males are an endangered species. All right, this is one of Hillary's emails. Now, that doesn't mean that she's on board with that. All right, I think she actually probably had some intel herself. I mean, she was the defense secretary or whatever you call it. She probably has some intel that may support some of this clergy stuff. And of course, trust me, Uncle Vlad fluffed that video up. I don't think it's nearly as bad as that video probably was designed to look. I hope it ain't anyway. But that's psychological warfare and psyops. You got the entire media organization pumping stuff one way to make you believe something. So you have to turn around and fluff something up to pump it back the other way. And that's where we're at. Nobody's being honest with each other, right? So I do have the 30,000 emails. I have them in my possession. All of them, every single one of them. But this one right here is what I wanted to point out. White males are an endangered species, okay? And just keep that in mind because it's very important that everybody understands what's going on here. This technology is taking the white man on, okay? It came here and it attacked me. And the reason it attacked me shortly after just discovering that clergy plan video on YouTube is when it came here and attacked me. So just keep that in mind, folks. And that was all set up to perfection because the United States military had equipment on board here, and this was the biggest fucking setup you could have ever. You came to the house of hell. Y'all came here. Not only did you fucking get exposed, no, you came here and we stole all your fucking technology in the process. Good job.